Welcome to the Roadrunner89 Swirl to Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy Swirl to Investment.
All right. Hey, Sandy. We're up here parasailing. Whoa. Hey, everybody. Let Sandy say something.
All right, how's everybody doing tonight? I want to welcome you to the Roadrunner89 Swirl to Investment Network and Happy New Year to everybody. It's good to see everybody here. Um, you know, this is going to be a good year, I think, and we're going to reflect. Well, I got some stuff I want to show you. We're going to talk about interracial relationships tonight, but I'm also going to reflect on 2023. As we go into 2024, we're going to talk about 2023. Things that happened looking back, okay? I think it was a good year, but there was some down points to our year, okay? Things that happened that looking back I wish wouldn't have happened, but they did, okay? But we learned, as we go. Life is an education. Life is, constantly learning, right? And as we get older, we develop wisdom. Uh, we're supposed to. But I want to thank you guys for being here tonight, and we'll celebrate the new year together. Okay. Um, there's some videos I want to show, and people have asked me to do a reaction on. Okay. So this show ain't, we're not going to just hit on one thing. Okay. We're going to do, I'm going to do a reaction on some TikToks and a video, couple videos, and then I'm going to reflect on last year, 2023. Okay. And, we look back, we don't dwell in the past, but we learn from the past so we could have a better future. J10, it's good to see you. Betterment of Black Women. Hey, Alexander, how's it going? Beverly. Okay, CC, Barbara, Stephanie, May, DT. Okay, good to see you guys. And anybody I missed, anybody watching from the clouds, welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Swirl to Investment Network. Swirl to investment, that means interracial dating to marriage. You know, I'm all for that. Coming together with true love, doing it the right way, taking our swirl to the biggest investment of our lives, which is marriage. Okay. But anyway, all right. I'm going to show you guys this video first, and it talks about interracial relationships back in the 80s. Okay, it was on a talk show. Okay, and you know, looking back, we've seen the swirl to investment taking place back then, and it's growing every day. Though the haters will say, "Oh, it's only a few people doing it. It's not that many. Less than 1% of white men marry black women." Well, when there's millions more white men, 1% is humongous. So whatever. Did you know that less than 1% serve in our military on active duty in our country? We have the greatest military in the world, but less than 1% serve. So they can take that 1% or whatever and try to minimize interracial relationships all they want to. But it's not about the numbers, it's about the quality. It's about becoming the power couple. That's what I'm all about. That's what I promote. So regardless of 1% or 100%. And if every black woman married a white man, only about 28% of white men would be married to black women. So even if we had all the black women, our numbers would be low. So, you know, you get a more accurate thing when you look at the percentage of black women married to white men. And look, black women are 7% of the population. White men are what? 35% of the population? Just saying. And then you add in all the other non-black men out there. Black women, look, it's you open up your options, it's wide open. I'm not telling you who to date or who to be with. That's up to you. You got to make that decision. But you want to open up your options, do it. But make sure you're all in. Okay. Okay. But anyway, let me put this up here.
We're talking. Guess who's coming?
Okay, this video is there's a channel, it's called Hezekiah News. Okay, a shout out to that channel. He puts out a lot, okay? And you need to go over there, watch it, subscribe to it. He puts up a lot of old TV shows, a lot of old documentaries back in the day in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know. And he put this out here. This was an old TV show. It was called People Are Talking. Uh, you know, this was way back in the 80s. I think it started out in the 70s, but they're going to do a show tonight. Well, this was 1987. Okay. A lot of you weren't even born in 87. Okay. 87, I was about 18. I was, you know, deep in my interracial dating. So I was already opening my options, right? I was just dating, getting ready for marriage, which happened a few years later. But anyway, I'm going to stop this here and there and talk about it, okay? But go over and check out that channel. It's a good channel, a lot of historical stuff we can learn from. And I want to do a reaction. You guys have been asking me to do this on this. There's been a number of you. I'm going to do it tonight, okay? But anyway, without further ado, let's continue.
Coming to dinner now. We are talking about black women who prefer to date white men. Cheryl Foreman is one of these women, just married to a white man in August. And you have dated both. You tell us you prefer white men. Why?
When I was dating, there was a difference in the attitudes when I was going out of the black men. A lot of the music that I liked, they didn't like. A lot of the clubs I like to go to. A lot of black men I don't think feel really comfortable in a club where there's not other black people around. And that made a difference.
Would you say that the white man dated you better than and treated you better than the black man?
To me, they did.
All right, we're going to talk about this controversial issue today, and we want your opinions at 481-1313.
Okay. Now, 1987, Betterment of Black. You're born in 87? Wow. So you were a baby at this. But you hear some similarities, what she said back in 87 till now. And looking at this woman and the hairstyle, I mean, I remember back in the 80s, and it was a time in my life I embrace a time when, I became, in the 80s, I became a teenager. And then in the 90s, I got married. And, I was opening up my options. I was dating black women. And some people thought I was crazy. Some people thought I was weird. But I was living my life. And I seen people opening up their options back when I was in high school. I wasn't the only one doing it. Okay, I seen a trend going on back then. And it's going on to today. A beautiful thing. But it just reminds me of black women back then with the hairstyle she had, the Jerry curl. You remember that? I remember, and then black women always had braids. Remember back in the 70s when they started putting beads in their hair? I thought that was beautiful. I thought that was neat. I always thought black women had amazing hairstyles. But anyway, let's continue.
On People Are Talking. Oh, come on, folks, for God's sakes, we have quite a crowd here. A lot of... This young, attractive woman next to me is Dr. Gwendolyn Goldsby Grant. She is a psychologist for Essence Magazine. She is also a certified sex counselor, and she has an awful lot to say about this subject. Would you all welcome Dr. Gwendolyn Goldsby Grant? What do you think about what was just said, that after dating both, she discovered that the black man just didn't treat her as nicely as the white man?
That's exactly what I hear. I used to hear that on my radio show. I had a radio show up in New Jersey, and those were the responses that I would hear on the radio at night. Women tend to say that, and I think it has a lot to do with also finance. A lot of unemployment in the black community. The kind of treatment black women are looking for, they can't find because they can't find black people's money. It gets funny. Mm-hmm. So, therefore, a lot of this has a economic base in this country. And, of course, some of the things are attitudinal. Black men, sometimes they bring to a situation a lot of hostility because of what they've been through in the country. And it bears on personal relationships.
Oh, you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. A lot of times there's a lot of posturing that goes on that they do. A lot of,
yes,
I'm here.
That's because the white man's manhood is a foregone conclusion. Okay?
In some cases.
And my brothers are ever in pursuit of their manhood. Okay? So a lot of that has to do with that.
All right, meet our married couple. This is Levon.
Okay, what do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? Could it be a money issue? I would say, in relationships, a lot of problems do come from money. They do. If you can't pay your bills, you can't protect and provide as a man, that's going to create problems. And it's not that the woman's money hungry. That ain't it. But that could be an issue. You think that was going on back then? And the lady said that white men treat her better. It's almost like we're hearing the same talking points today that they were saying in the 80s. What that lady said, I hear women today saying it. Younger women saying it in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, but back then they were saying the same thing. We just had TV shows to watch. We didn't have the internet like that. We didn't have social media. We didn't have, ways to communicate across the country like that. That's all we had was TV shows or pick up a telephone and call a friend, in a different town or whatever. But now it's reached globally. We're seeing people talk about this in the United States, different cities across the United States, in different countries. And, we're getting information spread out a lot faster than back then. But it seems like a lot of the stuff that's happening today was happening back then. Maybe not on a bigger scale, but black women were opening up their options more and more back in the 80s, and it keeps growing, keeps growing, keeps growing. Okay? But anyway, let's continue.
John Elder and Doug Elder, they've been married for 5 years. They are a mixed couple. But to look at you guys on television, you'd never know it. One of you claims to be black, and one of you claims to be white. I'm having a tough time.
Okay, can you guess which one's black and which one's white? None of these two look black, but anyway, let's continue.
Telling, but what it says on paper, Levon, is that you are in fact a black woman. Mm-hmm. Now, the audience is wondering too. You don't look black to me, and I'm sure to anyone watching this show. Are you black?
Yes, both of my parents had a black parent and a white parent. And so according to the social definitions over the last, many, many years in this country, I'm considered a black person.
Okay, let me stop right there. Okay, this is how they looked at it back in the day. Okay, she looks like a white woman, but she said each of her parents had a black and white parent. So both their parents were biracial. So that's a biracial woman. She looks white, but I'm not doubting she has black in her. But this is how people classified people back then. Okay, if you had any black in you, you were considered black. Okay, well that was our society way back, because white supremacy back then was like you're either white or you're not. You're either purely 100% white or you're no longer white, and that seems stupid. That's ridiculous. But this is how they classify. And you say, well, wait a minute, she's not black, she's biracial. They didn't. A lot of people didn't think of it that way. They thought she had a black parent, she's black. Okay, and a lot of that pro-blacks will use that to say, okay, our genes are stronger, so when you procreate, you just turn black, as a way to say, hey, we're superior because we got stronger genes, so you're no longer white no more, or half, you're just black, which is silly because you got DNA of both parents. But looking at this, and when my oldest daughter was born in 1996, okay, and we went to get the birth certificate, okay, we could not say biracial on her birth certificate. This was 1996. Okay? We had to either choose white or black. We couldn't have both. Tell me that don't sound crazy. Okay? But a couple years later, my son was born, that changed. You could put whatever you want. Okay? You could put black, white, or both. But then back then you had to make a choice. And back in the day, when I was talking to my brother, he went to Bible college, and he was saying back in the day that they had people separated: white, dating white, black, black. And if you were biracial, you had to go with one or the other, which seems dumb. And this is, Christians believe in this crap. But I don't know. It's just weird. But that's why she's saying she's black. Okay. That's how people believed even back in 1987. Okay. And some people still believe that. But now we look at it as, okay, you're biracial. Me, I don't care what she says. She can say she's black, white. I look, I don't care. Look, we're letting people, men identify as women and women as men. We let them do that. But you got to either be fully black to be black or fully white to be white. Um, I'm like, who cares? I mean, if Wesley Snipes wants to claim he's a white man, I don't care. I would just say, okay, welcome to the white man club, whatever. I don't. This is crazy, but we'd say biracial. Okay, she's got black and white DNA. I would say she's probably got more white DNA, but she has, she's more white identified, you might say, in how she looks. If you see her on the street, you're not going to think, hey, this is a black woman. No, you're going to think she's a white woman. Okay, but anyway, that's just the mindset that it was back then.
Legal definitions also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think if you were a darker complected woman that things would be the same? I'm sure in many, if not most cases, you are not seen or perceived as being a black woman. Is that true?
Probably. Right. So your question is, would it be different if I was
Yeah,
darker?
so I'm sure you've wondered, if you were, for instance, darker, what would you do? How do you think things would have turned out for you?
You know, that's real hard to say because I'm not, and so I can't. I've never been in those shoes, so I really cannot begin to say how my life will be different or if it will be different.
Most people in the black community grew up with this. Am I right, audience? Yes, sure. We all have a collection of an assortment, an array of colors in our culture. My father looked white. He walked in the room, he'd look like
Let me stop there. Yeah, 98, I was able to put both on my son's birth certificate. Well, my daughter, they made us choose one or the other. It was soon after my daughter was born, they did change it.
David Niven, the actor. My grandfather was white. So we grew up with this. We're very used to it. And even those of us who pass, remember that word? Pass. Those of us who pass, the rest of us recognize. As a matter of fact, some of us allow our brothers and sisters to pass because that's what they chose to do.
Okay, to pass. I think what she's saying is able to pass as being white. White passing. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it is. Back in the day, biracial people, whether it be men or women, that looked more white, that you couldn't really tell, they would pass as white. And a lot of people did this because back in the day, after slavery and Jim Crow and all that, you would have more opportunities if they thought you were white rather than they thought you were black. And it's shameful to say that's how our country was, but the truth is the truth. So some people would pass as being white. And I believe that's what she's talking about. Okay. When she says passing, some people might not know that. I think black people know this, but some white people might not understand what that means. But anyway, let me continue.
Was that okay to pass? I mean, do you?
We would allow you, we would ignore you, we would pretend we didn't know you, if that's what you wanted. My father didn't want it. But those of us who wanted it, we allowed each other to pass for economic reasons. Am I right, audience? Because I know I'm going to get support on this.
This is like a church group.
Yes.
This is good.
Right.
We need to get a Willa pulpit in here and let her just get up there and handle it.
I speak from pulpits
I bet
on
you
Sunday
do.
morning.
We have a choir over
Black
here.
church.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it probably would have made it more difficult for our relationship to work out if LaVon had been darker, as far as my family was concerned, because they were, much more accepting of her because she was lighter, and I'm sure it would have been more of a problem if she was darker.
Now, did you tell them?
Okay, let me hit up on this. Sorry. Oh,
Right.
I had two faces. Let me address this. Okay, he said that his parents would be, he believes, or his family be more accepting, her being more white passing than black. Okay, meaning lighter complected. See, because this colorism thing, we know where it comes from, right? It really comes from white supremacy. It's really when black people embrace lighter skin and think they're better. you're actually embracing white supremacy. But it came from, you know, white supremacy. White people believe in their superior, okay, and skin tone lighter is better is what they believe. Now, with like my grandmother, you know, I back in the day, she would have accepted a black woman that was lighter than my wife, which is dark complected. She even made the thing, she even said, well, she's really dark, like, and couldn't understand why I was upset you said that. Okay. But, you know, that was there. And I think as we move forward, I think white people that open up their options, they're not really looking at skin tone. They don't care. They know they're with a black woman. They love black women. That was always my thing. I never thought about, oh my God, how dark is she? How light is she? Really, as white men that date out, we don't even think about that. Okay, we don't even notice it unless it's pointed out to me. I didn't even think how dark my wife is till it was pointed out by my grandmother and black men. I'm just like, wow. I just, you know, and I've heard black women say that what they appreciate about dating white men is they don't focus on their skin tone and they don't care about it whether they have a weave or not or any of those things. Um, you know, us white men that date out in the beginning, we don't know what a weave is. We don't know what extensions are. We don't. We know you wear braids or some different hairstyles um, until we get in a long-term relationship, and you know. But it never bothered me if my wife wore a weave or braids, or I do like braids, you know. But you know, if she felt beautiful, I was all for it. But anyway. But let's go ahead and continue before I get sidetracked and start drifting.
Way that you were dating a black woman, or
No, I didn't.
you didn't?
No.
The brothers and sisters here aren't happy about that. But
Well, I didn't really think, you know, it was an issue that
Well, we
Needed to be-
discussed this, and we decided that we didn't need my family's approval for us to marry, and we didn't need his family's approval for us to marry. And it was not an issue for us, and so we weren't going to sit down and ask permission. And so we decided if it
Well, you should never ask permission. If you love each other, get married. Okay? I look, my thing was when I got married to my black wife, I didn't care what anybody thought. If my mom and dad were against it, well, I'd have to just push you aside because I'm going to be with my wife. You know, I don't care if the world's against it. I love my wife, and I didn't need nobody's approval. And that's how you have to be in it, especially if you're interracial dating. If it bothers you that family members don't like your relationship, don't do it. Because I don't care if you're black or white, somebody ain't going to like it. Okay? It is what it is. Look, I've had to cut off so-called friends, family members that don't talk to me to today because of who I chose to be my wife. Look, I'm going on 30 years. So, you know, for me, my wife comes first. The rest of the family, I love them, but if they don't like it, they can go somewhere and kick rocks. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm being with the woman I love. Does that make sense? That's the mindset you got to have. But anyway, let's continue.
did come up, we would respond to it.
well, how would it ever come up? I mean, if
Well, it
we
came
had
up.
this show were about
Yeah.
pretty. What?
It came up.
Oh, when did it come up?
Well, there was a remark made by Doug's grandfather at one point.
What did he say?
It was a negative comment about
What was the comment?
I think
something about nigger blood, and so we had to get him straight about not using those kinds of words and terms around me.
Did he at that point know that you were a black woman?
He knew afterwards.
I'll bet he did. I'll bet he hurt for weeks.
He,
All right, go ahead.
he apologized. He was
said
really
he was
gracious
sorry, and
about
he
it.
would not, you know, didn't want to hurt my feelings, and so basically that's how it went. And of course, we knew that this was going to come up eventually.
Now, in reading some of your background material, it says that the marriages between black men and white women are decreasing, and that marriages between black women and white men are definitely on the increase.
As a matter of fact, Essence did a piece on that.
Oh, did you?
Back
Did you
in
bring
April.
a magazine to show us?
Oh, yes. Right here it is, right here. We did a piece on that, and we found that the marriages are increasing according to the census reports between black women and white men. And as a matter of fact, I think there's something like 45, between 1980 and 1984, there were something like 45,000, and now there's something like 64,000 marriages between black women and white men.
Why do you think it's on the increase?
I don't.
Well, you hear how it's increasing back in 87? The shift was happening back then, okay? She said from 40,000, 60,000, it's in the millions now. You know, but it was more black women going with white men back then. It was trending. Okay, the numbers have never went down every year. It keeps going up with black women, white men. And as we open up our option as time goes by, you know, we're not having to fight so hard to be with each other. It gets easier. And that's one good thing that's happening in our country. We're opening up our options more. Now, there's always going to be people against it, but look, people opening up the options today have a easier time than me and my wife Sandy did back in '94. Okay, and then we had it much easier than the Lovings in the '60s. Okay, so the trend keeps going up. Okay, and the success rate keeps going up with black women, white men. I know people don't want to acknowledge that, but we're doing something that's special. And I think black women, white men are more deliberate in what they want. They're looking more into the future than the good time now. That's my opinion. Okay. Then anyway, I hope they get off this couple because I want to hear other people talking. But I mean, that woman don't look mixed. Somebody said she can't tell her man. I can't either. It must be distant relatives. But that's not to say, you know, she could have 30% black in her and still look totally white. I mean, I don't know. I believe she probably does have black in her, and then, you know, but anyway, let's continue.
I think those are just statistics. I think it's been going on all along. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether the marriage took place or not, we have 300 years of record here of myself and my posterity looking different ways with green eyes. It's been going on a long time.
Take a look.
These are green eyes, and they are not lens in my eye, in my head. Real ones. And they come from my white grandfather.
Really?
Yes.
Take a look, if you
So
will,
it's
at
been
some of
going
these
on a long
pictures. We
time.
have pictures of some mixed couples with white men and black women. You might recognize some of these people and be somewhat surprised that Whoopi Goldberg, I'm sure you probably know this, is married to a white man, David Clayson, is it? And Robert De Niro, this is his wife, girlfriend, Tonke Smith. Diana Ross, of course, is married to a black man. This is just a couple you may not recognize, the fabulous Edgar Bronfman Jr. and his wife Sherry, just a pretty couple. And
Money.
And Diana Ross and her husband, and then of course there's Diane Carroll and Vic Damone, just married. So there are some
Alfred Woodard.
and others too.
Yes, quite a few others.
How did you find, very specifically now, because some of the black men in the audience were taking offense to the idea that you're suggesting that in general, as far as you're concerned, white men treated you better, knew what to do, knew how to order in restaurants, knew how to be more polite. Be specific, because I want some of these black men want to take issue with you later.
Specifically, there was a difference, like I said before, the posturing and the places that I wanted to go to, different nightclubs.
But forget where you went and the music that you listened to. That's all a matter of taste. I'm talking specifically about things that made you say, you know, those guys are a lot nicer than the black guys are.
That's a lot of the social graces, I think, conversation-wise. I had a lot of black guys that didn't want to talk about politics or things that were going on in the world. They wanted to talk about drugs or who, you know, what other women they had before, and just in general things that I really wasn't that interested in to talk to them about.
Did they treat you any differently in terms of being polite or sociable, or were they more gentle?
To me, the white man was more gentle to me and more concerned about how I felt about things, about about how things were with me personally, like with my job, or not so much self-centered on himself as involved the two of us.
All right, when we come back.
What do you think about what she said? Are white men more gentle? Are they more concerned of her well-being than black men? I think that's true, generally speaking. I think white men, I think we open up more, you know, emotionally with women than black men do. I think it's like we've been trained to treat women like princesses and worry about their well-being, and you know, we don't see it as a weakness to emotionally connect with a woman. And I think she's experienced that. Where, and I'm not saying all black men, but I think generally a lot of black men think it's a weakness to show emotion or affection, you know, or doing something nice for the woman you're with. Um, you know, you can tell me if I'm wrong, ladies. You have the experience in dating black or white men. You could tell me. But going off what I've heard, what I see, and this is what I believe. Now, just because I believe it don't make it true. Okay? But I think I'm right on this one. Okay? And I think that's why our marriages are more successful. We connect better with black women than black men do. And I know I'm going to get hate for that, but I believe we do. We connect at an emotional and more of a spiritual thing than just hooking up. Okay? And I'm talking about the good white man that loves the black woman, that wants to marry her. I'm not talking about the white guy that wants the experience, okay? But you let me know, what do you think? Is she right? This is 1987. We're in 2023. Well, soon 2024. I don't think much has changed. This is just more of us opening up our options.
A lot of you have been holding on the phone. I know some of you have opinions. This guy in the
Okay, we got phone calls coming in. This is interesting. This gets good.
in the three-piece suit is about to jump out of his suit. We'll be back in a moment to take your calls.
Thursday at 9, renowned fertility expert Dr. Sherman Silver tells you how not to get pregnant. For free tickets, call 664-3000.
All right. Thank you. Caller, you're on People Are Talking here on Channel 13. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Richard. My name is Eugenia. I'm a black woman, and I believe that blacks should stay with blacks, whites should stay with whites. What it is, the black people that married to these white men, they do not know how to deal with they self. That's all that is. And on the other hand, when they go out they race and marry other people, it's just showing that. And I know the black girl, she said that she married to a white man because the black men didn't know how to deal with her. What it was, she didn't know how to deal with herself. She had low self-esteem about herself. The one that's sitting beside her had low self-esteem about herself. She looked like she's white anyway, so it really don't matter with her.
All right, hold on a second. What do you say, Levon?
That's an interesting comment, that it really doesn't matter with me. And the thing is that interracial relationships started many years ago, and this is not a new thing that's happening. And in fact, 80% of black people are racially mixed somewhere in their background, and I think it's in a way a sign of good self-esteem to be able to relate to people of your own group and people of another group.
The thing about it, caller, is that you sound. Go ahead.
When
What, caller?
When it started many years ago, we did not have no other choice. The white man was coming and forcing themselves on us. We did not want them then, and we don't want them now. You just don't know how to deal with yourself,
She's
baby.
talking facts because the message.
You better go back and
Hold on, caller. Just relax.
You're talking facts, all right. Very strong historical facts, because anti-miscegenation laws were just cut down as of 1967 in this country. And she's right. It's been going on a long time. Black women heretofore had no choice in the matter. My grandmother was taken. My great-grandmother was taken by a white man, but here we are now. These people are making choices about their mates and their partners. And let's talk about the media presentations. I mean, we are inundated with white information and white faces, and pretty soon somebody's going to want one. You know.
Somebody's going to want one. Okay, what do you think about that? We have a caller calling the show, right? She's angry. She talks about slavery, white men forcing themselves on black women. Okay, we have a horrible history of that, right? Slavery, look, I don't care what country it happened in, slaves were not treated good. They were abused. They were treated in a way that I can't even imagine treating another human being that people did. Okay, it was an evil thing. Yeah, there were, and look, look in our society. We have evil men that will force themselves on women. In today's society, when it's against the law to do that. Now, if it's slavery and you can get away with it, of course it happened a lot more than it would now. Now there's a consequence. You know what I mean? I just, but it's a different time, different people. People come together interracially. They're doing it because they want to. They're not forced into it. Now, if that bothers you, what happened in the past, you probably don't need to interracially date. I'm just saying, because you're going to look at that person as some evil white man from the past, and that's not fair on that person or yourself. So if that bothers you, stay out of an interracial relationship. Just saying. Okay, let's continue.
Just based on the conditioning process.
All right,
yes.
but this caller got personal with Cheryl and Yvonne.
Well, I just wanted to say to the caller that I do have a very high self-esteem. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very proud of my husband, and I'm not any less black because I'm married to him. I mean, that's my opinion. That's
I believe
how I feel.
when different races go and marry different people, I believe they've been thrown out of their race. And I believe you were thrown out of yours, and that's why you married a white man.
Yeah, because it's seen as a sign of disloyalty. It is.
Well, how many of you in this audience feel that if a black woman marries a white man, they're being disloyal? Raise your hands if you believe that. How many of you don't believe that? How many of you don't believe that? Okay, let me ask you a question. Why don't you believe that?
I believe that no matter what color you are, if you're in love with somebody, you should marry that person.
Okay, now what about this woman who suggests that both of our guests have married white men because they have low self-esteem and
Well, I feel first she should check her esteem, because these people have a right to what they want to do.
Caller, what if are you married? Well, it doesn't matter what you are, but
I'm married to a black man, and I love him dearly.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. But the question is that if by fate you were to break up with this, what?
And let me tell you, black people are very liberal. We have taken the children from these relationships over the 300 years and taken them into our own when the white community rejected them. I mean, we are very loving people. We're African Americans. Remember that.
All right, caller, anything else?
What do you think about what she said? Black people are really loving people. I think she's right. Most black people I'm around are loving people. I would say that. Most black women I've been around are very loving people. whether they date out or not. I believe that most black people are loving people. I think so. Um, but anyway, Fire Dragon 7. Oh well, happy birthday! Awesome birthday on New Year's. All right, everybody wish Fire Dragon 7 a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. Loyal and loving. I like that statement. Loyal and loving. But what do you think? I mean, these people chose to marry interracially. Now the couple there, eh, I can't. I'm sure she's biracial, but I can't see. You know, I don't think people say, "Oh, there's an interracial couple." No, they probably say another white couple. But at least she's acknowledging who she is. And not ashamed of it. That's a good thing. Um, but anyway, I'm not going to go through this whole video because it's a long one. If you want to see it, go to.
No.
All right, thank you.
If you want to see it, go to Hezekiah News, and you can see a lot of documentaries that's put on that channel. A lot of historical stuff you can learn from. Okay, and this is here. We're doing this to learn. Okay, this is back in the 80s. Interracial marriages, open up your options. It didn't just happen a few years ago. It's been happening since centuries. Okay, whether people were in a secret swirl society, doing it behind the closed doors in the dark, hiding it, till now we can marry and date who we want to. It's been going on forever. People are attracted to people. Men and women are attracted to each other. That the crap that they try to say, well, people are attracted to their own race. Well, yeah, but people are attracted to different races too. Some people prefer other people of different ethnicities, different races. Nothing wrong with that. People thought I was weird because I prefer black women over any other group of women. And they couldn't understand that I can fall in love with someone that don't look like me. But when I see a black woman, I see a beautiful woman that has a big heart, that can adapt and overcome, that's really resilient. You best believe I want a woman to be my wife that's resilient, that can adapt and overcome, that has a big heart, and that is loyal. That's why black women are the best option. I've seen it. My life proves it. If you study my life, and many have checked me on this. There's no lie here. I am who I say I am. I'm married to who I say I am. You talk to my family and friends I grew up with, they'll tell you. He's all in when it comes to black women, always has been. I've never changed. But it's more than the physical, it's what's inside. As a child, I thought black women were the most amazing women on earth. And as I grew up, very easily to have those desires for a group of women I already have love for. Just saying. But let's continue.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hello. Yes, line one.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Yes.
Speak.
Richard?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Vera.
Yes, Vera.
The first caller, that lady that you had on there with the high self-esteem and all of that. Hello?
Yeah, Vera, turn down your television set, okay?
Okay, hold on.
Everyone watching who's on the line, turn down your sets. Okay. Vera? It's TV's next door. Vera?
Yes.
Yes, you're on the air. Speak a little more rapidly if you can.
Okay. That lady,
this first caller
Yes, Vera.
that was on there, I feel like she's being a bigot. You know what I mean? Because I also date white men. You know what I mean? I feel the way Cheryl does. You know what I mean? To me, white men treat me a lot better.
How?
You know what I mean? They're interested in what I'm interested in. They do what I want to do.
Yeah.
You don't think there are any black guys out there that are interested in what you do?
Sure, I've dated black guys. You know what I mean? I also got raped by a black guy. But then there was a white guy that consoled me. You know what I mean? That made me feel like a person again.
Okay, wait, hold on a
what I
second.
mean?
You have to understand that white men are also raping people too, but hold on. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I know that.
Just
but
a minute.
He just made me feel better.
I understand that.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. Hold on just one second. I'm not trying to be rude, but this gentleman has been jumping out of his chair.
To the Cheryl. Okay. The statement you made was an overgeneralization of black men. You were saying
No,
that.
in my experience, the men that I met, the black men that I
Right.
met, the generalization of them.
Okay. Well, what I wanted to know was that, don't you think that there were some black, or there are some black men out there in the public that probably could have suited your needs? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, anything's possible.
Okay. Do you think that you could have had patience to pursue this type of need, or do you think it was out of just frustration, out of the fact
like
of
I had no
self-esteem?
other choice that I went with my white husband? Is that what you mean?
No. I'm saying before you went to your white husband.
Be a little more patient and just sort of sample what's
yeah.
out there, and maybe you could have found a black man that could have, is what he's saying.
That's possible, but
if
my
that was
personal choice
Excuse me.
was...
If that was possible, then how come you didn't have patience to do that? Either you wanted to try the other thing, or you just wanted, just frustration made you just bail over the other way.
Well, first of all, I didn't just try the other thing. It just happened. I mean, the places that I was going, the men that I was meeting and that I liked just happened to be white.
I could have explained to your club that you could have went to that were some decent black men that had conversations about politics, about stock market.
You mean you talk about things other than drugs?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh man, sure.
Okay, let me stop it right there. Okay? And look. Okay. And here's the thing, not all, right? And he's saying, well, could you have been more patient? There are black men that are interested in what you're interested in. Couldn't you be a little more patient? Couldn't you wait a little longer? You know, there are good black men out there. Couldn't you wait, young lady? Why did you have to go with that white man? That's what I got out of it, right? I'm like, here's the thing, okay? She connected with a white man. She chose to marry a white man. At that point, what she could have done, should have done, that's over, okay? It's her choice and her husband's choice. Now, I've seen black women that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, never been married, okay? They were patient. Some of the women were so patient, they never got married. So is it a thing about patience? And then look at the numbers. How many black men are there for black women? If you want to be race loyal, over 2 million black women would be left out if everybody was race loyal. What about them? Do they deserve to be happy and have someone that loves them? I think what he's saying, okay, not all. I get it. There's good black men. I get it. But maybe she didn't find that good black man. She found that good white man. Is that okay? Or does she need to be race loyal and be patient forever? Okay. I think in today's world, we just need to we need to be strategic. We need to go for the best option, the one that's going to love us and give us the best option to live our best life, regardless of what that color is. We should not be loyal to someone that looks like us. That is the dumbest thing ever. Be loyal to somebody that loves you. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on this. But tell me what you think.
What I think is so interesting is when black women begin to date white men is that the comparisons come up. You know, when you make your choices, I don't think the comparisons are necessary. This happens to be your choice. But that's when you get these kinds of discussions going on, because black men feel that is a put down. You know, when those things are said, the person may not mean it as a put down, but that's how it is interpreted.
All right, we're going to be back in just a moment, and we're going to take more of your calls. Thank you.
I'm stopping right there. It's received as a put down. And I think this guy probably thinks, oh, well, that's a put down. Why couldn't you be more patient? We're not all bad. There's good ones out there. Well, she went what's best for her. Why take it as a put down? If you're a good man and you do right, you're going to get that good woman, right? So why worry about what she's doing? And that's what's so weird. You know, why are there black men worried about black women being with white men when they don't even have access? They don't even know them. How many white women are with black men? I don't know. Is there any famous ones with black men? Other than Kim, because we hear Kim Kardashian all the time. But really, I don't care. I don't pay attention to that. It has nothing to do with me. And I think as a nation, we need to get out of that segregated mindset to where we believe in that the women that look like us belong to us. No. People have said, okay, if you support divestment, what if white women divest from you? I say, amen, I'll support it. Because it's their choice. If they feel that's a better option, I'll let them have it. Because it's not my say anyway. It's the woman's say who she wants to be with. My thing is, are you happy? Good for you. You know, I'm just saying. But I'm going to play a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to go to some other videos, and then I'm going to open up the panel. And later on, New Year's, I'm going to announce the winner of the bag. Okay? Got some stiff competition, but somebody's easing out. But anyway, let's continue.
Friday at 9, feast your eyes at some of the weirdest models in the USA. For free tickets, call 664-3000.
All right, we're dialing for dollars. We're 7 from the bottom, 380.
All right, hold on. Dialing for dollars. Let me see if I can win the jackpot.
$6 in our jackpot. 7 bottom, 386.
All right, let's go past this.
You have busily taken all of this in. I've watched your body language change during the course of this hour. What is on your mind?
Okay, first of all, my husband is white, okay? And I think that love doesn't come when you want it to come. It comes when it just happens. So whether the person at the time happened to be black or white, it doesn't matter. I also think that has nothing to do with self-esteem. It does have a lot to do with economics. It also has to do with education and some other factors, because I'm a professional person. And when I meet black men, I'm not saying that there are not educated black men, but a lot of times men are threatened by me, okay? They feel as though that I'm a
You mean black men?
Black men are threatened by me. They feel as though I'm very aggressive. They feel as though that I have more than they have. They feel like I should take care of them. They talk down to me. I guess that's to make me feel bad about myself. And that's not...
You're having a tough time right now.
Yes. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. And I have dated both. I've dated, white and black. And I have no qualms in dating other races and nationalities and that sort of thing. It's just, happened to be the person at that time.
But were you treated nicer, do you feel, or in a gentler or more tender by the white person in your life rather than?
Yes, I feel with more respect. You know, they respect me for who I am. I'm not saying, it's just been unfortunate the black men that I have met did not give me the respect that I felt as though I was entitled to. It's not a question that there are not black men out there, because I deal with black men in my profession, which is insurance. And they do give me the respect because they know that I'm capable of doing just as much as they do. But it's not to say that they date me in that same light.
Okay, now Lee, thanks. Lee, you have.
I'd like to.
Hey, Jay Minta. Hey, good to see you, young lady. It's been a while. Yeah, that lady is very eloquent, very beautiful, classy. Both the black women, look, both these black ladies, they're very eloquent, very intelligent. You can see classy. These are beautiful women. Okay, these are, you could tell they're high value women. They're professional women. And that first caller that said, "Oh, it's your self esteem and this and that," no. Mm-mm. These women look very confident, very eloquent, very beautiful. This is, look, black women are amazing. Back then, today, and the future. Look, you know, but yeah, I see that. Very elegant, very nice, very beautiful. Yeah, Happy New Year, J Mensa. Good to see you. Okay, let's continue on for a little bit, and then I'm going to cut this off.
Yeah, go ahead. Then I want to talk
comment
to
on this,
Yvonne. Go ahead, Yvonne.
When Levon and I were dating and getting together, we didn't go through any of this comparison like white person's better than black person or black person's better than a white. What really happened between us was our love for each other, and that was the most important thing that
You had what I
brought
call
us
a
together.
visual aid. If you get my
Elaborate. Come on. Get into
visual,
it.
he had a visual aid. He didn't have to deal with the color issue per se.
Well,
you know, visual aid.
I have dated other individuals.
But I mean,
that are,
in that particular.
I agree with what she says. The aide, she looks white, so there wasn't that thing that he was receiving hate for being with a black woman. I get that. You know, and look, I've dealt back in the day. I would get hate more than someone with a white woman, a white guy with a white woman, with an Asian woman, Hispanic. Um, you know, and it wasn't hate to where they're trying to fight me or anything like that, but you know, them just being against it, you know it's there, and sometimes every once in a blue moon somebody would say something to you about it. And your so-called friends would try to talk you out of it. You know, but I don't think I think what she's saying is because she's white passing, he don't he's not dealing with it like another white man with a black woman that you could tell is a black woman. Get what I'm saying? I think that's what she's saying. But anyway, let's continue.
that are in different races. I dated Orientals,
See, color,
Hispanics.
in this color,
as well.
racism is based on color.
In this
period.
country, yeah.
As a matter of fact, they sent for a Swedish sociologist in the 1940s to study it and make sure that we got it right. And his name was Gunnar Myrdal, The American Dilemma. And this whole business is based on color. We even have color caste class system among ourselves as blacks, coming from slavery, the house nigger, field nigger syndrome. The lighter nigger being more intelligent because he's closer to being white, and the black one belongs in the field and should be a laborer.
All right.
So we have.
Okay, let me say this. Okay, you know where the colorism came from, right? We know it was white supremacy, slavery back then. Now, if black people know where it came from and how evil white supremacy is, why are you practicing colorism? And I'm not saying having a preference on somebody's features. We all have that. But the thing of it is, why shame people in your own group because of the DNA they have that you have? That seems odd to me. That don't make sense to me. You know it's a problem. You know where it came from. End it. And in my opinion, I think white people are ending the colorism thing. We don't talk about it. Look, I know my grandmother did back in the day, but I don't hear it no more. I don't hear white men, oh, I gotta get me a light skinned black woman or a dark skinned one. I don't hear that. Now some might have a preference, and sometimes white men they love black women and they embrace black women how they look, their features, and they might be with a dark complected or light, it don't matter. I think you see more white men with darker complected black women because that's what we have most access to. I think that's what it is. I think black women that are darker are more open. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that might be a thing. But anyway, tell me what you think. That's just a thought. Because I never really thought about light or dark. I don't until it was pointed out to me, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I love my wife. Nothing wrong with her complexion. I mean, just weird.
We have a lot to fight against to get ourselves straight.
What do you think?
This is what I think. My daughter, my oldest girl, is a professional, and she's having a problem trying to find a mate.
Right.
A mate of,
Right.
of black race?
Of the black race, right.
Right.
She has been through a lot. She has dated black, she has dated white. And it seems that the blacks that she has dated are of the same caliber that the lady who said she's a professional has dated.
Okay.
And then the blacks that she has met who are on the same level of her that she is on or above economically are interested in the white women. So she's still having a problem.
Wow. Mm. What do you think about that? I would say to her daughter, open up your options. Don't stick with one group of men. If they're not showing you love and respect like that, go to another group. That would be my answer. But that's sad, right? You would think professional people would want to be with professional. But anyway, I'm going to stop it right here. I just wanted to cover this and show you guys that people have been opening up their options forever. Okay. And this is something we're seeing in the 1980s, 87. Okay. We got 4 minutes till New Year's on the East Coast. 4 minutes, guys. I want to wish everybody on the East Coast a happy New Year. Everybody in the Atlantic time zone, well, everybody across the country, happy New Year. I wish you the best New Year. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for being part of my show. Okay, I still got more coming, but I just want to say thank you and happy New Year. Okay, 3 minutes now. Let me take this down real quick. But go over and show some support to this channel because a lot of history there. Okay, I watch that channel all the time. I'm subscribed to it. A lot of good content, a lot of stuff to learn from. Okay, we ought not live in the past, but we can learn from the past. You know what I mean? I just you know. But anyway, good evening. Oh, thanks, Beverly. Good to see you, young lady. Yeah. But look, I want every marriage to work, whether you're same race, different race. Um, what is his name? Oh, good night. I just took it down. Um, I'll put it up here. Hold on. I'll get it to you. I'll email. It's has Hezekiah News. Um, yeah, I'll email it to you, Beverly. I just Hezekiah News. Let me see if I could find it real quick for you. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Hezekiah News. Okay. I'm going to type it out, and you guys go over, subscribe, and watch the videos. Okay, they're really good. AKKY. Okay, here it is. 1 minute. 1 minute to New Year's. Okay, that's the name of the channel, Hezekiah News. It's on YouTube. Check it out. He has a lot of old TV shows, videos, documentaries, and stuff. A lot of stuff. If you're in the history and you like that type of stuff, like I do, seeing what went on in the 80s, 70s, 60s, I'm all about history. Happy New Year! All right, Happy New Year, everybody. It is 2024 on the East Coast. If you're in the Atlantic time zone, it is 2024. Yep, Happy New Year. On the East Coast. Central Time, you're an hour away. Mountain Time, you're 2 hours away. Pacific, 3 hours away. But yeah, I'm not going to be on. I don't think I'm going to be on for every time zone, but who knows? Hey, Bostonian. Good to see you. Stephanie, good to see you, young lady. Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah, good to see you guys tonight. Seeing some people I haven't seen in a while. That's always awesome, and that's that makes me happy. It really does. Okay, I got another. This one I'm going to save for another day. You guys wanted me to do a reaction on the Candace Owens deal where a 9-year-old rapper is saying, or 12-year-old. I don't know if he's 9 or 12. I'm going to go into this, but he's saying sexual explicit things and acting like a gangster rapper at not even a teenager yet. You guys want me to cover that, and I will. I'll probably do it on the next show. But yeah, I am going to cover that. I know people have asked me to give my 2 cents on it, and I will. So I'll save that one because there's other stuff I want to cover here. Um, Let me show you. Happy New Year on the East Coast. But I will cover that video because I do want to talk about it because it's it's something in our society we need to focus more on our children's education rather than focusing on them being a famous rapper or a athlete or something. That's 1 in a million for that to happen. It's very rare. So we need to focus on education. Now, if they get there and become famous, but we need to focus more. I know it could happen. Hate rap, yeah. It just, and I know I'll be accused of, you know, hating rap or whatever. I don't care. But anyway, um, But let me show you this video. Let me see what I'm going to show. Okay, so open up your options. Now, there are some black men that I got videos that are going to help white men dating black women. Okay, they're coming with some advice. Okay, and should we take advice from black men if we want to date black women as white men or non-black men? Should we? I don't know. I got a video here, and tell me, is this good advice?
Any white man that date black women, this video is for you.
Okay, he's he's putting in the game. He's telling us if you want to date black women, this video's for you. White men who like black girls. Okay, this is for you. Okay, can tell he's a Philadelphia Eagle fan, but I won't go there. But let's go.
For any white man that date black women, this video is for you. I'm about to put you on game on what to do on your first dates with black women. Number one, take them swimming. You always want to have your first date just to test the waters. That's what you're doing, figuratively and literally. Just test the waters and, a little push her in till you really with it. After you get that
Okay, go, take her swimming and push her in. You're with it. Got to test the waters. Okay, I got that one. Hey, if there's white men on the show, hey, you like black women? Write this down. He's putting us on game. Listen.
done, you want to hit them with the biggest compliment they could ever get. Say you look like your daddy. I promise you, she would drop your drawers on spot.
Okay, say she looks like her daddy. Wow. Okay.
And last but not least, ask if her hair is real. Trust me, she gonna like you a lot after that.
Okay. Well, thanks for putting us on game. I would suggest don't do either one. Look, when I was dating my wife, we did go swimming. We swim. Believe it or not, black women can swim. I like swimming. But she had a weave put in. I mean, she probably wouldn't want to get in the water. Depending on what's going on with her hair. Um, but I don't know. This is silly, but honestly, anytime I took advice from a black man growing up dating black women, they didn't give me the best advice. I'm serious. They didn't really help me out too well. But anyway, but on the other hand, look, I always help black men date white women, and I don't try to steer them wrong. I want them to work. But a lot of black men, they'll try to make you look silly or something. Um, but what do you think? Is this good advice, guys? Okay. Thank you for the advice. Thanks for putting us on game. All right. Now that we're on game, let's go to this video. This is coming from a black man's perspective on the type of black women that white men like. Okay. And I'll give my 2 cents after this, being that I'm a white man and, I'll tell you what I think.
White guys like black women too.
Okay. Let me get him in the center. Okay. He's saying that white guys like black women too. Yep, sure do.
White guys like black women too. Here the top 5 black women white guys usually love. Let's get it, let's go. Number 1, Nude Nikita. A lot of them, not all, okay? They like foreign black women.
Okay, they like foreign black women. Okay. I like black women. I like foreign black women. I think black women across the world are beautiful. And I've had women that are Afro Latina, send me an email or comment and say, what about Afro Latinas? Well, I love them too, yes. And you know how the black man gets a white woman or a spicy Latina? White men get you a spicy Afro Latina. Sounds good to me. But I love foreign black women. We all do. Um, I married an American black woman because that's who I had access to, and me and my wife grew up in the same town. We pretty much shared the same culture. So even though we're different colors, it's like we have the same belief, same, and we're both traditional. But anyway, yeah, I would say white men do like foreign black women. And they like domestic black women too. Okay.
Black woman from Africa, the Caribbean islands, and even one from London. Two beautiful biracial women, okay? They like those because they can relate to them.
Biracial women, no. Maybe some white men like biracial women, but for me, I was in the black women. I wasn't looking for a biracial woman. Though I have biracial kids, but that wasn't really a thing for me. Um, I don't know. I think white men that are in the black women are into black women. I don't think they're looking for a biracial woman. I think that's more of a black man's preference type thing. I think black men are more are biracial than white men that date out. Not to say white men won't date and marry biracial women. They will. There's no hate towards them. It's just if you're in the black women, you're really into black women. That's for me. That's where I'm at. I mean, nothing against biracial women. I mean, I got two daughters that are biracial, so I love biracial people. They're a product of black and white people, you know. But I don't know about that.
They half of their culture and half of them, so they got a lot in common most of the time. Three alternate black women. Black women got their own style. They do their own thing. They like those black women because okay, I can relate to them a little bit.
Got their own style, doing their own thing. I could see that. Okay, is that Eve? Black women that do have their own style, doing their own thing. That is attractive. Yes, they're being who they want to be. They're doing their own thing. They have their own style, their own fashion. Um, they're different. That can be attractive. Yeah, unless it's something wild and crazy. But yeah, I could see that. Okay, is that what he means by alternative? I'm just different style. Okay.
They're gonna be different. They're gonna be fun. Four, Miss Model, beautiful black woman. They love black women that look like this. Okay, they're so beautiful. Everybody looks at them wherever they go. Five, the hell.
Okay, let's go back. Beautiful women. Everybody likes beautiful women. Okay. And I think this is like a generalization that white men they get the most beautiful black women ever. When they get a black woman, she's just everything so beautiful and amazing. Um, well, some white men get very beautiful black women. Some white men get average looking black women. It depends. We're humans, okay? Um, Sometimes what I think's beautiful, you might not think's beautiful. So I don't know about that. Yeah, every man likes beautiful women. I mean, that's just men just like women like attractive men. I mean, okay. Hmm. All right, let's go to the next one.
Five, the Hillary. This one grows up in the suburbs and kind of relate to them and they're familiar with their culture and their style.
Okay, and now I'm going to say he's right on this one. Okay, the Hillary type, the black woman that's like a valley girl and stuff. A lot of white men find that attractive. Okay, if it's like genuine, and that's how she talks. That's how she grew up. Maybe because it's different, it's unique. So I would say, yeah, a lot of white men do like that. I've talked to white men; they say they do find it attractive. Or a black woman with a different accent. I've always thought that black women with like a different accent, whether it's from Africa or the Caribbean, that's attractive. But black women with like a British accent or something. I just find that so attractive. Like that's because it's unique. Now I see a white woman with a British accent. Who cares? That's that. It is what it is. You expect that, but a black woman is it's different. It's unique. If it's genuine. Now, if she's trying to act it out, that's kind of weird. But if that's who she is, that is attractive. So it's kind of right. What do you think? But hey, it was a fun video he made. It's funny. Okay, cool. Okay, he's right and he's not so right. Okay, but us as white men, we're not all the same. So some white men might be all in the biracial women, but white men that are in the black women, they're in the black women. That's usually, and it's nothing against biracial women because when they get married with black women, they create biracial women, biracial men. I mean, so, but when they're dating, that's just my perspective. That's how I think, but it's a preference thing. But anyway, okay. Now, did I show this one? Oh, okay. Tell me what you think of this.
Ay, qué lindo, papito. I don't care what anybody says. You know what's crazy? I've loved white boys since I was a kid. And I grew up around Mexicans and blacks and Samoans. And I used to always love white boys, even though there was not a lot of them around. And it's so crazy because you know that song that's going viral, Vanilla Baby. Now every single girl's like, oh my gosh, I love white boys. I've been telling y'all white boys are so fine. Now, I like Asian, Mexican, black, white, whatever, but something about a good white boy, oh my God. And I don't know if y'all been seeing this. Every time I go down my timeline, I see beautiful black queens with a white boy, married, happy. I don't know if that's a sign or not, but I keep seeing the interracial relationships. Might hop onto the bandwagon. I just need to find me a fine white boy who wants to love me to death. God, they're so good looking.
All right. That's the spirit. Swirl to investment. Hey, look, that's awesome, though. To hear black women say that, us as white men, that's encouraging. That's motivating. Um, and if I was young and single, I hear a black woman say it, I'm like, oh yes, what I've always been waiting for. And there's something there. Okay. Don't tell me black women and white men don't love each other. Don't tell me that. There's a lot that do. And we're seeing the marriages increase. We're seeing longevity in marriage. We're seeing black women, white men living their best life, happy, being successful, taking on the world, changing the world. You want to make America great? Swirl to investment. I'm just saying. Build back that better swirl. Okay. Yes. That's encouraging. A beautiful video, young lady. And hey, that's a beautiful thing. When you can express yourself and you have love, she has love for white guys. That's beautiful. I don't think that's weird. Look, I love black women, always have, and I express it. I tell you guys. Some people say, "What do you got to keep saying you love black women?" Okay, we get it. All right, all right. Well, get used to it, or change that channel. I'm just saying. But yeah, I like that video. That's really nice. Okay, and here's another one. Okay, so white men, if you hear this, that's coming from black women that actually like white guys. All right, awesome. Okay, all right, guys. I'm going to drop the link right now, but there's some things I want to cover. I want to go in the review on 2023. What happened, good and bad. Okay? And you give your opinion on it. I think 2023 was a crazy year. Okay, there are a lot of ups and downs, especially with my YouTube channel. Okay, my channel, I've been blessed. It's grown, pretty good throughout. Okay, there was a time in 2023 where I hit a speed bump, where things weren't going so well, where I seen people leave my channel and go to another channel. There was some infighting. Okay, and anyway, okay. Now, and a big part of it is my fault. I had to take an L on this one. Okay. No, hey, J10, it's not 2024 yet. I still got almost 2 hours. Okay. Um, but it's almost your time. Yours is what? Another 40 minutes? You're central, right? Are you? I think Tennessee Central, right? It's not, or is it Atlantic? I think it's Central Time Zone. Uh, okay, but anyway, okay. Now I'm going to go down memory lane, and I don't want to harp on this. I don't want to, but this is what happened in 2023. Okay. Now you guys remember this, right? All right, our buddy Vincent LeBeau. Okay, this dude cost me a lot of subscribers. Okay, convinced a lot of people to leave my channel and go elsewhere to his channel. Okay. Unfortunately, one of my friends, suggested I meet this guy. And there was another dude named Fiberton and two white guys that love black women. Now, this guy, okay, all right, this dude here, when he came into the picture, we thought, okay, here's a white man that ain't afraid to say what he thinks and loves black women, and he's going to fight for black women, and he's going all the way. And I bought into it. Hook, line, and sinker. In fact, me and my friend Pro were going to catapult this dude because we figured he was going to be big, he's going to make things happen, and we were going to ride his coattails. And we're going to blow up together. But a lot of red flags started flying. And I cut off ties real early. And from things I've seen, sexual explicit comments on live shows, talking about doing sexual acts, and he was slick in how he put it in. Okay? I'm trying to be a man of faith, and I'm seeing this sexual stuff. I'm like, okay, this guy's weird. I got to cut ties. And then wants to attack a divestment channel that did nothing to me and wants me to go in with him. Divestment is an ally. Okay, we don't attack. I didn't come on here to beef or attack black women. I didn't. I love black women. But this guy, instead of being a team player, instead of respecting black women and not trying to get in their space and not trying to build off them, He wanted to dominate. And then wanted to put sexual explicit pictures of black women. You know, when I had enough when he was going to go after divestment channels and then refer to black women in a sexual way. I'm like, no, I can't have this. And I cut ties. And people hated me for it. Let me tell you, this dude was popular. He had so many views, it wasn't even funny. And when I cut ties, I started nosediving. I started losing people. Okay? Now, people could go where they want. But the thing of it is I'm not going to be here over sexualizing black women. I'm not going to be showing pictures of black women in skimpy outfits and talking about their butts and their boobs instead of the incredible women they are. So I couldn't deal with that. So I cut ties. And looking back, and there were some people on my channel that warned me and said, hey, this guy ain't who he says he is. You need to look into this. And I cut ties. I took the L. And I apologized to everybody. I said, I'm sorry that I promoted this dude. Now, I can't take that back. All I can do is cut ties and warn people. And then after I cut ties, he created this Discord. He had pornography on it. Now, people were telling me, hey, he's doing pornography and all this stuff. At first, I was like, yeah, whatever, no way. I mean, I thought he was off, but I didn't think he would go as deep as he did. I didn't think he would have pornography on a Discord. And the weirdest thing is he had interracial pornography, okay? And then he had like homosexual interracial porn on there too, like cartoons of a black guy and a white guy doing horrible, sexual things to each other. And I was like, thank God I cut ties. Because as fast as peak with peaked, they peaked out. And see, the thing of it is I believe black women, white men are the best options for each other, but we do it the right way. And this clown, and see, the crazy thing is everything he did on his Discord was leaking. And I knew they were talking about me. I knew they were saying things. Okay, fine. You don't like me. You left. But something happened where some black women sent him pictures of them in skimpy outfits, some nude, and it leaked out. And because of that, I don't have any motivation bringing a white dude on this channel. And I know black women, I know you say, hey, we want to see more white guys and, like you that love black women. And not saying I won't let white men come on my channel. I do want to see that. But I want to see real men that love black women. Not men that lust after black women, but love black women. And some of the women would say, okay, well, he's got pornography, but he's really fighting for black women. Really? And then telling the followers, hey, well, some of them are like, weren't okay with the pornography, but he's like, well, that's how we get younger white men in. That's how we get them interested. Some black women bought off on that. If you have white men that are into pornography coming over, You don't want those white men. You don't know. That ain't going to be good. But this is what happened in 2023. I took a big L on this one. And for the poor women out there that have their photos out there, I feel bad for. I really do. But ladies, do never give any man your photos. Don't do anything of the sort. Okay, I know black women, you're beautiful. I know this. People desire you. But you don't want creepy idiots like this coming in, lusting after you, sharing your photos with other men, other creepy dudes. And I tell women, don't send pictures like that. Don't even send pictures. You know, I've had black women send me like pictures and they're innocent, you know, in a cute outfit and say, do you think white men would find me attractive? And I tell them yes, but don't send pictures. Don't do that. Okay. But he had women sending, you know, pictures exposing themselves, thinking it was safe, that no one else would see it. This was a curse. But then again, I look at this as a blessing. Let me tell you why. Because this exposes non-black men that are out to exploit you, black women. They're out there. They're out to use you. Dust comes in all colors. You know, and even Arabic guys posing as white, like this guy. I remember we did a video call, and the first time I seen him, I'm like, oh my God, this dude, he looks Iranian. And look, in my military career, I spent a lot of time in the Middle East. I know what Arabs look like, and this dude looks like an Arab. He looks kind of like Iranian. I mean, and I'm not digging at Arabs, but when I saw him, my first thing is he looks Iranian, and, but I didn't think nothing of it. But it's funny that it comes out he's Arab that wants to be white so bad, and to me that's be happy with who you are. It's like, and this is weird because I've seen other groups of non-black men that try to be white so much that they'll go deep into the racism, the white supremacy part. It's so weird. I've seen the Hispanic men do this. I've seen Arabs do this. And white men are saying, "Whoa, no, we're not racist like that." No, but it's weird. But anyway, I had to deal with this. Okay, you know, and I knew when I broke ties, I was going to take an L. I knew I was going to receive hate. And I knew, and this guy would make it a point that if you wanted to be part of his Discord, you had to cut ties with me. Because even when I cut ties, there were people going back and forth. But that was his requirement. And he sent black women over to tell me horrible things, how because he knew the way to get to me is have black women show hate towards me. Because that does hurt. I'll be honest. And he's manipulating is a way to dig at me. But that's water under the bridge. Okay, the guy's gone. He don't need to come back. And no, when he left and said, "Well, I'll get my replacement," no, no, dude, we don't want your replacement. We don't want no creepy sicko dude that's Arabic in the trans men and trying to exploit black women. We don't need you here. And thank God I cut ties or I would be gone too. But this should be a lesson to all of us. Be careful who you let in your space. Be careful. Because they could tell you a good game and then turn around and exploit you. Come to find out, this guy's a manosphere dude. Never cared about black women anyway. I don't think the dude had a job. Spent so much time on Discord, from what I hear. But anyway, let's take down this peak boy. And then, okay, now that affected my channel, and it's a memory I want to get rid of. Okay, I feel sorry for the women. And look, I said, whatever happened, I forgive you. I don't care what you said about me. I forgive you. But the men that went over there and supported that jackass, you stay where the hell you are. Because engaging in pornography around black women, you are a freaking disgrace. And you need to stay away, and you don't need to come back. On the Roadrunner Network, we love black women. We support black women. We respect black women. We don't show pornography. You'll never catch pornography on my platform. And if you see a picture of a black woman on my platform, you'll see a very beautiful professional woman or a traditional woman. And any guys out there that want to hook up and all that and just want to see what it's like to be with a black woman, stay the hell away from my channel. And all you beta peak boys that left and went over there to support that jackass, you stay the fuck over there. I'm just saying. But anyway. All right. But yeah, you remember this? That was Vinny and the fetishes. Yeah, that's what you think of black women. Skimpy outfits showing their body. Picture looks kind of demonic. But anyway. But anyway, let me put the link. Sorry, I'm just going off here. There's a link if you want to come up. And also, another person that left YouTube this year. Okay. Remember Cynthia G, right? She's no longer on YouTube. I'm upset about this because I think she got a raw deal. Honestly, I do. I think and I think Manosphere is hurting because they don't, it's like they're going in on each other. When they had Cynthia G, they had instant content. They can, I don't know. I think she got a raw deal. I hope she comes back, but whether she's how she is now or back to pro black, I don't care. I I just think we need balance in the space and we need difference of opinion, whether we agree or disagree. But anyway, that was a surprise, her leaving YouTube or getting kicked out. I didn't think that would happen, but it goes to show any of us can be removed off YouTube. As little as my channel is, it'd be too easy for them to get rid of me. So I don't feel like I'm safe. But it is what it is. I'm gonna ride this wave as much as I can. Uh Indiana Mom, welcome. How's it going?
Really good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm just kind of reviewing what happened this year.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a bumpy ride. I look at it overall it was successful, but with the Vince debacle, the black women being exposed, that was horrible. And from that experience, I'm very careful who I bring on. Um, really, and you got to be, because a lot of black women got exposed, and it wasn't good.
Well,
And I know it was embarrassing,
I
but
believe
anyway.
I believe with that exposure of so many black women, I'm not gonna say I'm 20 years ago I would have said they were desperate, but today I would say they were too trusting.
Yeah.
And they really thought that he was getting up, not so much maybe not so much like a website, but maybe like a dating chat or something.
Hmm.
And when they were told that they needed to show pictures of attractive outfits and so on and so forth, I think they believed it, and they wholeheartedly they I don't think they weren't thinking, which I mean,
Yeah.
it's not their fault at all. It really isn't.
Yeah.
And
I agree with you. I'm not bashing these women at all.
oh
I'm
no,
not.
not at all.
Look. And in fact, I don't hold no judgment. They're welcome
Right.
to come back here if they want to, or whatever they want to do.
Absolutely.
I forgive them. Even some that said the most horrible things about me, I forgive, because I know they bought into it. Look, at the beginning, I bought into the dude. I thought he was going to be a positive thing for our space.
Right.
But as I observed, I was like, oh my God, I made a mistake. But you can't. The thing of it is, you can't just back out. And
No.
and and I had to, because I seen it going bad, and I knew my channel was going to go if I stuck with that dude. And I know people didn't understand what I was doing. Um, but and I didn't think it'd go as far as it did.
Oh, I
I
didn't either.
I thought it was just hype and whatever. But the pornography and that stuff, and I think he sold them on that. Okay, you got to have attractive outfits. They got to see attractive black women. More younger white men will come, and black women were telling me, he told them that about the pornography. Everybody, sex is natural, and you know, but
I'm giving a little bit of a benefit of a doubt that this guy probably did not start out with that mindset. He probably did start out as a guy that was looking for um, friendship, commonality, other guys that had the stuff in common with him. But when he opened his channel, and then he saw that so many women were following him, and I think it got to a point where he decided to do the Discord.
mhm.
And once he started making the requests of, okay, well, everybody has to have a picture of themselves, for
Mhm.
instance, because I
Yeah.
know a lot of like Facebook groups that I run, people have to have a picture of their actual self. Okay, maybe that's how it started. um and it kind of steamrolled from there, because everybody did what he wanted, and it was just, oh, and he just kept pushing the envelope and pushing a little bit more and a little bit more. I think that's what happened. And I feel really bad for these women, because I don't think any of them saw it coming. I know they didn't see it coming at
No,
all.
no, they. I don't think they did either, but some got so far in they couldn't get out, and that's a sad thing.
Yeah,
I don't, I
when
don't
they were exposed, I felt so bad.
yeah, and I don't give him a pass. I don't.
No.
I think he was out for the wrong reasons. I think he just wanted to be big and build a huge channel, and I don't think he really cared for black women like that. Maybe lust after them, maybe have desire, but
Maybe.
and I understand why some of the black women went over there because they're like, okay, they liked his voice, they liked that, he would say stuff and be a little aggressive
Mm-hmm.
and they probably looked at my channel, okay, this dude's married, he's talking about marriage and then he talks about God, so he's kind of okay. They wanted excitement. They wanted a dating channel, I think. I think that's what it was. And
Kind of, but he was married too, supposedly.
well, if he's married, why would he have pornography on there? Why would he be trying to
I
talk
have
to other
no
women?
idea.
Why would he try to meet up? See, I know a lot of these stories, and look, I don't want to get it. People have shown me evidence of this crazy stuff, and I'm like, oh my god.
I've never seen evidence. I just heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, not directly given to me, but what other people shown. But the thing of it is, you know, we just got to be careful, and that's a lesson learned. And look, I feel more comfortable riding solo because I can control what I do. If
Yeah.
I'm linked in with somebody and we're doing channels together and that stuff they do, I don't want it reflecting on me because that could be horrible. I'm just saying. And I don't want, we got something good here, I think, and
Right.
I want it to be positive, and I want people, they could come to this channel, they could come and leave as they please, and
Right.
there's nothing held over them. I want people to be here because they want to be here, not because they feel they need to do this. And another thing, I don't feel it's your channel on YouTube. You do the work, and I think he just depended on these women too much, and I think it got stressed out because he wasn't growing as fast as he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just horrible.
I think, like Kathleen said,
Mhm.
it was his voice, but also he kind
Yeah.
of had that. I guess I'm thinking he kind of had that bad boy vibe kind of
Yeah.
going,
Yeah. Yeah.
where I'll say anything and I don't care whose feelings it hurts.
Hmm.
Yeah, he had that alpha male thing going on.
Yeah. He
And
acted like an alpha male, and honestly, in the beginning, with me, Pro, and a couple others, we thought, man, we have a good team. We can get him in the
Mhm.
middle. He's almost like the white version of Malcolm X in a way.
Yes.
He just says how he feels and goes with it. And then you had that dude Fiverton. He was more of diplomatic. And I have a big heart, so and then Pro was in the middle, and it seemed like we had something we could build,
Mhm.
but he wanted it all for himself. He wanted to
Yeah.
be the main guy. He wanted, and
Well, I think part of it too is he wanted to be seen as the leader
yeah,
when everybody saw you as the leader. Because what a lot of unfortunately what a lot of black women mistake as alpha males, we've learned over decades that the alpha guy doesn't have to announce he's alpha. So we've kind of figured that out. And he
Yeah.
never announced he was alpha, but the way he acted to a lot of black women that are not around white men a lot would
Mm-hmm.
mistake that as alpha. When, like, for me personally, I know that alpha men are literally you and my husband.
Mm.
You're soft spoken. You have opinions, but you don't push it on anybody. If you're asked for your opinion, you're gonna say it, and you're gonna be truthful about it, and you're not gonna be sorry for it. You're protective of your family, first and foremost. Secondly, you're protective of your friends. Thirdly, you can be protective of a complete stranger without being asked. You know, you're the kind of guys that, if you open doors for people, you're the kind of guys that would literally help an old lady cross the street. You're the kind of guys that would not leave a stray puppy on the side of the road. Those are all alpha traits because they are all about taking care of others, whether they're humans or animals. And that is an alpha trait. And you have to take that out because with him, I don't see him rescuing a puppy on the side of the road. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
But with real true alpha men, y'all can't resist helping someone, protecting someone, making sure someone is okay, whether it's an animal or a person.
You know, the thing of this whole thing is a learning experience. I look back and I'm like, okay, and I want black women to see the look at what happened, whether you were in that his platform or you didn't go over there or you got away from there. I want you to see what men can do when you give them your loyalty. This could have been really ugly. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Um, you know, this dude was talking vigilante type stuff, and I'm like, whoa. I, there's things I don't like that black men do to black women, but
Vigilante.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't even want to
Well,
know.
yeah. Well, stuff he said was kind of off. Like we need to take to the streets and this and that. And I think people took it okay. If someone's attacking a black woman, yeah, we need to step in and do what we got to do. I'm all
Right.
for that.
Like
But
any decent person would do.
he was talking like Civil War type stuff. I'm like, whoa. And I was like, nah.
Now that's kind of weird.
I want to compete for black women, but I want to do it peacefully. I don't want to hurt nobody. And I don't know if it's just his rhetoric, but that was the red flag. And then doing the show with his wife with the post-it note on her boob, I was like, I'm done.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about with that, but okay, that sounds
Okay.
weird.
No, but a lot of people do. They know what I'm talking about with that. That was disrespectful. And if
Okay,
that's his
post-it
wife,
note.
that's
Okay, that almost sounds like, for one,
what it did. He had his wife's name on a post-it note and showed her chest.
Okay,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like something a guy would do to his wife. So maybe that might have been a friend.
Well, he said it was his wife. I don't know who it was.
I don't see a wife going along with that because I wish Tree would. I wish he would.
Right? I could just imagine. Hey, babe, I want to have you go on YouTube. I'm going to stick this
No.
post-it note on your boob, and I'm going to show them that you're my wife, but we're only going to show your chest. Yeah,
Now,
that's going to work,
how about we show that I'm your wife by my flip-flop upside your head? How about we do it that way?
right? Well, that's what would come from with the post-it note.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Oh my gosh. I mean, Tree stuck a post-it note on my forehead before because he thought he was being funny, but
Yeah, but anyway, I don't want to harp on that. That was just a
right.
reflection. And then Cynthia G leaving, that was
Oh, I miss her.
I do too. Look, I was one of these how can I say it? One of these cloud fans. Like I would watch her and I didn't agree with everything she said, but I just the way she would say things and people would get so angry, I'd be like laughing like, "Oh my god, she didn't just say that." But she did.
Right,
And it was entertaining. And
right.
you know, who's
I miss
Jeffrey?
Cynthia. That's probably a troll, but I got my moderator wrench because he knew me from this channel. So
Mm,
it is what it is. I was stupid.
yeah. Well, I look. The women, I don't hold women accountable for that. They were duped. I look at it that way. The guys, though, mm-mm. I just like, it just like you let it happen. That's how I look at it. And maybe,
No,
maybe they were duped into some of them, but I don't. I don't know. I just have a hard time believing it. But oh well.
yeah,
But moving forward, this year, look. Oh, I'm looking forward to another year of YouTube. I got ideas to kind of do some different things.
I
I'm looking at doing some skits, try to make it funny. I've got some ideas I
cool.
want to do. That's going to take time. It might not happen all the time, but I'm coming up with some new ideas to try
Right,
to, and with this YouTube, I want to moving into the next year, I want to, constantly keep it going, something different, something. I don't want to just, okay, it's Saturday, let's go live. Hey, how's it going? Swirl to investment, black women, open up your options. Have a good night. God bless.
right,
I don't want it to be, I mean, we're always going to talk about those things because that's what this channel's about. But I want to make it a little more entertaining, put a little more thought into this. I'm thinking about maybe make my own videos and put them in there. Maybe some skits, maybe some I don't know. And I'd like to do more collabs with different people that in our space.
right.
I always love panels. But there's things I'm looking for moving forward. And you guys have been awesome. You've supported me through the ups and downs, and that Vincent LeBeau thing, that was, you really get to know who is really has your back, who really is there for you. Um, that made me realize who really cares, and not saying the ones that left didn't care, they just thought it was a better option.
Right.
Uh, Unfortunately, they were chasing that shiny object that hooked them, and it's sad. I'm hearing a dating show, maybe. I know you guys want a dating show, but look,
The
I
problem
didn't.
with the dating show is that there aren't enough guys.
Yeah, that's see, and
And
another.
and the guys that do show up, yeah.
Well, you know, here's the thing. I I tried that dating show thing, and you know what I ended up with?
Mm-hmm.
I ended up with white men that are older than the black women, or vice versa, getting the age range in there. Because people that watch my channel are of all ages, from 20s to 80s. I mean, and the thing of it is, how can I have a 65-year-old dude do a dating show and the woman's 25? That's
I
weird.
think
That's creepy.
I think a better idea,
Mhm.
since your channel is about black women,
Mhm.
is to gear more toward um, just preparing
Hello?
black women of all ages on vets, how to date, how to
Yeah, yeah,
um,
of
how to
course.
vet, how to and then and instead of like the Vincent thing or what have you, um, have something about like advice on like makeup, um,
Run.
what what kind of makeup to use. If it's a coffee date, the makeup's going to be different than a dinner date.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
that's not my expertise. How am I going to talk to women about makeup? Like,
Sandy,
oh yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I could have her on doing stuff. Makeup or hair. Yeah, I get it.
Sandy's an expert. I'm an expert.
Yeah,
There's a couple other ones of us.
yeah. Well, I'm in the. You know what? I could go for that. If you ladies want a show like that, and we could schedule where my wife comes on, you talk about makeup and hair or whatever. I'm all
And
for that.
almost and not just makeup and hair, but more like
Dating
just
experiences.
well like a lot of black women, we have a hard time, especially in different regions of the country, depending on where some of us live,
Mhm.
we have a hard time finding the proper hair care products, the proper shades of makeup,
Oh, okay.
um, the proper sizes of clothing and style of clothing and so on. It's hard for us to find that style that fits just us. Depending on, I mean, if you live someplace like Chicago, it's around every other corner. But if you're in like a rural area,
Utah,
yeah, it's
Idaho, or
impossible.
something.
And some of us, we know we know how to mix and match different shades, mix and match different hair dyes or whatever to get what we want. But it's also more
Hey,
advice about how to get that stuff happening and at the same time building confidence.
Yeah. Okay. Happy New Year to the Central Time Zone.
Woohoo!
Yeah. 2024. I still got an hour. Betterment of Black Women. How's it going?
Hi, Betterment.
Hey, how you doing, Indiana? I hope you guys are having a happy new year in the East Coast.
We
Oh,
are.
we
Thank
are.
you.
Oh, hey guys. Here in a little bit, I'm going to announce the winner of the bag.
Oh, cool.
And
Very cool.
Oh, the bag.
yeah, the bag. Did you ever show you what the bag is? Let me show
I
you the
probably missed
bag.
it.
This is the bag right here. Okay.
How
My wife
cool.
picked out the bag, but I got some goodies in here.
Right on.
Got like a globe. I got a set of Whitney Houston Funkles.
Right
Uh,
on.
got some Rugrat little collectible things.
That's so
Uh,
cute.
got a Bob Ross action figure, and $30. And I'm gonna throw some other things in there.
Cool. Now,
Just
I see a question
yeah.
about initial stages of dating and
Okay.
vetting men and what. Look, the FBI can't even vet. We can't vet.
Well, the
Stop
thing of it,
vetting.
well, no, you got to vet. Look, it's not an exact science.
It's about no for me.
Mm.
What I told my daughters, it's not about vetting. It's not about saying, oh, okay, well, he makes this much, he works this much, he has this degree. No, no.
I think it's more than that. I think it's
If
more.
y'all are messaging and y'all are texting, if you see a red flag, run. Okay, well,
Yes,
if you make it past the texting and you actually start talking on the phone and he says something that's like a huge red flag and you're like, what the hell? Run. Okay, if he makes it past that and you make a date and y'all go out and he's really shitty with one of the waitresses, run. It's
Or
not
his
about
mom.
vetting, it's about looking out for the red flags. And if
Well,
you
that's
see a
vetting.
red flag, you gotta go. Go. Bye.
Yeah. To add on to that, some guys are pretty slick in hiding who they really are.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like if you guys get stuck in a relationship with a narcissist and he ended
Whew.
up showing his true colors, get out of that relationship. Get out of it. Okay, because there's nothing you can do to change him. Don't try it.
No.
And he already set his ways.
And
So
most narcissists, you don't really see anything until around 3 to 5 months because like
Oh,
3 to 5 months.
yeah. The contest is over. It ended this day. Um,
Mm.
yeah. So I already got the stuff in. Um, yeah. But I'll have more contests coming up in
But
the
I mean, a
future.
lot of women think vetting means, okay, he needs to have a college degree, he needs to be in this tax bracket, he needs to have his own house, he needs to have a nice car, and their little boxes that they click
Well,
off. And just because they click off all those boxes does not mean that he has your best interest.
no, it's not about all. When you vet, it's not about him having a car, this and that. Um,
But I'm saying to the younger women, um, in my daughter's age groups, that's what they think it is. They think vetting
well,
means college degree, this tax bracket, he has his own house, he has a car, he there's a checklist.
well,
And they don't put in anything at all about, yes, looks good on paper, but they don't consider their own feelings, their own, like, oh, that's weird. Oh, I don't
yeah,
like it that he said that. Oh, what do you mean? They
yeah,
don't
he
put
like
any of
dogged
that
you out.
into it. All they're worried
Hmm.
about is what he looks like on paper. And
Yeah, and
so
that's the
they need to go
downfall.
beyond paper. They need to go beyond what he looks like on paper in the checklist on paper. They need to spend time with him and hang out and have conversations. And when they have those little, oh, that's weird. Why did he say that? That makes no sense. When that little voice pops up in their head, That's called a red flag. And usually women don't listen to those red flags. All they care about is what he's like on paper.
Okay, all right. Well, it's a process. Okay, you can have a
Yes.
checklist, and you get to know them more.
Yes.
And vetting
Oh,
is
the
not an
checklist just narrows it down, but they take the checklist and they don't care about the red
well.
flags.
I mean, that's just like saying, okay, he's nice to you, he looks good, and it's good enough. That's just, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
I mean,
opposite.
but yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
What's
Okay.
that?
So I want to add something on.
Okay.
It's gonna be kind of different than vetting,
Okay.
but it all has to do with the health of the black woman because you guys know we like to eat our chitlins and we love to eat pork.
Oh, I love
And,
pork. Oh, girl.
yeah, and things like
Stop.
that. But I'm gonna tell you, cut it out your diet because what pork does to you, it raises your blood pressure
That's true.
and it has a lot of salt in it. That's why it raises your blood pressure. And I tell you, I want to let black women know to go get a blood test. And the reason why I am saying this is because you guys got to know what you have to eat according to your blood test. Because this is why a lot of black people are in the obese category because we're not eating according to our blood type. Let's say, for example, I'm
She's
blood
right.
O, right?
Mm.
So, according to my blood type, I have to eat a lot of protein, such as chicken, beef, uh, and fish. It has to be a certain type of fish. I can't eat every fish in the sea.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, and there's other. I have to eat certain vegetables, and there's certain things. There's only certain things that I have to do in order for me to keep my blood pressure down, my weight down, and trust me, when you follow the foods according to your blood type, your body will thank you, especially with your hair. Because when I switched up my diet,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a change in my hair. My hair is growing faster, and I'm looking much healthier and better than I was a few years ago.
And not only would there be a change in your hair, there'll be a noticeable change in your fingernails.
Yeah, exactly.
Your fingernails won't be brittle.
Hmm.
They won't crack.
Yeah.
And at the same time,
Hey.
most women, especially black women, usually by the time they turn 50, a huge number of them have blood pressure issues that
Yeah.
that are controlled by medication. And if they would just change their diet and their exercise routine, they wouldn't need the medication.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey guys.
because
We're getting okay. I get it, eat right, but you know what though? There is a thing. What you're saying, your blood type or your DNA, how to eat accordingly.
hmm
There's truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but what do we need for our body? You know, the stuff you're saying that black women get high blood pressure. Well, all people do. You eat a lot of,
eat a
you
lot of
know,
salty foods and
it's not good for any of us. Now we do
That's
need
true.
salt. We do need salt. But we get way too much. Sugar. Sugar's a big thing.
Oh, sugar is huge.
That's why we're running around gaining weight um and look, I've been struggling with this, and I've shared with you guys about weight, how things I've had to do to lose weight, and
Mm-hmm.
some of my rivals like to use it against me, the stuff I share. That's fine. Um,
Mhm.
but the things that, and I'm not going to talk like an expert on this, but what's worked for me, and you know, through the year, I've been able to get rid of 20 pounds, and
Oh, wow.
I'm losing weight,
Yeah.
and what I've done, I got a ways to go. I'm not trying to say, hey, follow me and you'll beat. No. Um, I'm just saying what's working for me is like more natural foods,
Mhm.
vegetables.
Organic.
Yeah, organic stuff. Stuff that's natural. Now, meat is good for you. You need protein. You need the iron, all that. But red meat, it's got good stuff. But then again, it's got cholesterol. Your body, it takes a lot from your body to break it down. You know what I
And I'm
mean?
gonna
Where,
and I'm
where
gonna say this. There's
chi-
nothing wrong with being vegan. However, it doesn't work for everyone.
no,
I,
no.
I'm gonna lay that out there. It doesn't work for everyone. It's because your body is telling you that you're not supposed to eat. It's certain things that you're supposed to put in your body
Hmm.
that you're supposed to consume. And
Well, yeah.
for my blood type, I can eat vegan food, but that's not. But I can't eat it solely. It's because I need protein.
Well, yeah,
And,
and we
yeah.
all need. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm not saying go vegan or vegetarian. No, no. Eat. I would say eat meat, but go for more leaner meats, chicken, fish. You
There
know.
are vegan dishes that do have protein in it, but it's not a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could eat peanuts. That's got a lot of protein.
Yeah, I
Bean,
can't have
bean.
peanuts. Yeah, peanuts are out of my diet. Peanut butter is out of my
Okay.
diet.
Okay.
Right, but
Hey, before we
let
move
me
on, let me give a shout out to LV. Hey, LV, thank you. Um, we'll be
but
in Texas soon. But
but
hey,
honestly, in
hey
okay,
guys.
but what Brent doesn't know, and
Okay.
what Tree doesn't know either, what y'all don't understand is that uh the the diet for the average black woman is harder to control than other people because excuse me, a lot of black women don't have access to the healthy foods.
Yeah,
They
like
don't have access. Like um if you go to the Walmart that's local for us,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the produce section is
Hey guys,
huge.
I
Everything.
don't want to get wrapped up too much in dieting. I didn't really want to have a diet show. I
Right,
mean, we're
right,
kind of
but I
drifting into.
but I just wanted to say though that like where we are at, the produce section is huge. We have access to really good lean meat and a good diet and everything else. But you go to where my cousin is,
Mm-hmm.
an hour away, and the exact same grocery chain, the same store, 4 blocks from her house.
Okay,
The
well,
produce is outrageous. It's like 3 times as much as where it is where we are. And the
okay,
lean meats, they don't even get them.
yeah, all
So it's
right,
harder. It's harder for black women to try to have a healthy diet depending on where they live.
okay, yeah, all right, okay. I
I
don't
only
know how.
said that because my daughter was giving me a look.
Oh, okay. No, I was just like, how did we get into dieting? I don't know.
I guess
I
it's
don't either.
yeah,
I,
well,
I mean,
I kind of brung that up. So sorry, I kind of brung
no,
that up because you know,
it's okay. No,
yeah,
I, I kind of went into it talking about weight, but I just didn't want to make a whole show about nutrition. I
Oh
mean,
no, no.
yeah,
we're kind of getting off our topic, and I just,
Okay,
but yeah,
so I kind of have a topic that I'm curious about
what's that?
what your opinion is. Um
Okay,
with the Simone Biles issue
okay.
and her husband, whatever his name is.
Uh,
yeah. I know his
Thomas
name, but I'm not
Owen.
gonna say it here.
I don't even know his name.
What do
Yes.
you? Yeah, what are you going to ask me about that?
Well, Simone is she's literally labeled the best gymnast in history.
Yeah, she is.
She's got moves named after her that are illegal for her to do in competition, because if she does them, anybody else that tries it will fail, so they have to take points off of her. Okay? So she's
Wow.
worth she's worth right now between 26 and 30 million, and the dude she married is worth, after taxes every year, he's worth about 700,000.
Okay.
He's basically a walk-on bench warmer, and he thinks he is the prize
Yeah, I don't think that's
because
the price right
he has
there.
a third leg swinging. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
yeah. Well, here's my opinion on that. Okay, and it's not just that. Yeah, she's much more successful than him. Um, that ain't my problem. The problem I have with the thing is what he said about his wife. Okay, and people have. I've gotten all kinds of reaction on this. Some people say, well, he was just teasing her. Some people say, well, they're both the prize. And I have a number of black men saying this is a black person's issue. You need to shut up and stay out of it.
If he
Uh,
teased me about that on national TV, I would have punched him dead in
yeah,
his eye.
yeah, yeah, but hear me out.
Hmm.
This is what I get, okay? The
Okay.
way I look at it is these are two people, right? Simone Biles is his wife, okay? And the way I look at it, if regardless of how successful you are, you treat your wife with the utmost respect. You do not say anything to make it seem like she's less than. Okay? As a man, you never put yourself above your wife. You don't do that. I don't care who pursued who drove to meet who, and that's what I have a problem with. You give the best representation of your wife that you can. You show her love and respect, and and that you leave it at that. You don't say, and second of all, as a man, I don't like this thing. Oh, I'm the prize. That's stupid. I mean, the woman is the beautiful one. The woman is the princess. The woman is the prize. Okay, and I wish men would stop this crap. Because you're not acting like men, you're acting feminine. It's like, oh, I got to be the beautiful one. I'm the prize. I'm the treasure.
Yeah,
No,
they want to be the woman in the relationship.
They
it
always
seems
have.
that way. It seems that way, and that was my problem. Not with his career. Look, yeah, he plays for the Green Bay Packers. That is an accomplishment. I mean, let's give him his due. most
But he
people
was
will not.
so respectful, acting like
Yeah.
he didn't know who she was. Are you
Okay.
kidding me?
Yeah. Hold on. Don't interrupt me. I'm trying
Sorry.
to. It. Okay. I'm lost my. Okay. I'm trying to be objective here. Okay. He plays for the Green Bay Packers. That's an accomplishment. Less than 1% will ever make the NFL. It's a long shot. There are extremely great athletes that can't make it on a football team. Okay,
Right.
and even if he's third string, even if he's just on the practice squad, that's an accomplishment.
Right.
Okay, that it and that's good. But the problem I have is him putting himself above his wife. You don't do that. You look, if I talk about my wife, I'm not going to do anything to make you think less of her. Okay? Why would you do that? That is your treasure. That is the woman you love above all. And I don't know why more people don't see that. You know, why can't us as men say, you know what? The woman's a treasure, she's the prize, she's a beautiful one. Let her have it. You know, we need to stop this. We are not the prize. She is. And here's the thing, that don't take away the value you bring in the relationship. You know, it just that you're acknowledging her. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just being raised different than that. I've never, I've always been taught that if you can't, if you can't get a job, you can't be self sufficient. You don't make enough money, you don't deserve a wife. That's what I've been told. My father said, if you can't afford a wife, you don't deserve a wife. Get out there and work, make it happen.
That's
Um,
exactly what my father-in-law said.
yeah, and this thing of being the prize, get out of your ego, stop it. And I think that's really what a lot of black women deal with is the man trying to be the prize so much that he don't even see the beauty that she has. He don't
Nope.
see the value she brings in the relationship. He don't see the blessing he has because he's too worried about being above her. Like it's like he's trying to compete with Simone Biles. Like really?
He is competing with her.
He is. But some people say, oh, it's just an interview. He was trying to show out for the guys, like trying to be manly. Yeah, I'm the prize. I'm the man. She came for me. Um, and if that's your wife, why would you talk about her like that? I'm just saying. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe it's just natural
No,
hate.
you're not. You're not missing anything at all. Um, it's a difference in culture
Yeah.
because Tree raised our son, and he said, "You are only as much of a man as the way your woman lives.
Mm.
If she's taken care of, if she's protected, if she's provided for, if she feels safe, if she's happy, the more things you click off for her well-being, the more of a man you are."
Mhm. Well, and the thing of it is if your wife don't feel like she's the most beautiful, if she don't feel secure and protected, it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife should never have a doubt how you feel about her.
Never.
And
Never.
when you talk about your wife, you need to talk like she walks on water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. And I'm not saying lie and say she's, but show her love and respect. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
you
it's
know
not
what?
big things. It's not big things. I mean, you talk about Sandy. Oh my God, she walks on water. Sandy
Yeah.
is such a lucky woman. But with me and Tree, he's a man of so little words that I know that I I'm important because it's the little things like when we go to the grocery store and we go shopping
Hmm.
and it's time to pay at the checkout.
Yeah.
When the checkout lady says, "Oh, that'll be however much," he whips out his wallet, pulls out the card, swipes it. Then he starts loading up bags on his arms and gets ready to carry stuff out. And she tries to hand him either change or a receipt, and he's like, "No, give that to my wife."
Mm.
To me, because it's been happening for so many years, that's like, no, give it to her. She's actually the one in charge. I paid, but she's the one in charge.
Mm. Hey, I want to say Happy New Year. We got, what is it? Uh, Atlantic time zone and Central time zone are in 2024. Mountain
Yeah.
Mountain time's coming around in half an hour. I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not going to stay on all that long. I just wanted to do this live, and I want to show you that video. What do you guys think about that video back in the 80s on that talk show?
Oh, that was insane.
Pretty crazy, right? Same
I
things.
saw one I saw one very, very similar.
Uh-huh.
The host was Donahue, and I'm giving away my age, but it was
Okay.
Donahue. And um it was it wasn't anybody identifying anyway, like the woman that looked white but identified as biracial,
Uh-huh.
but it was like interracial couples, and it was a huge mix in the audience. And I noticed that the black women in the audience were standing up and saying, "Date who you want, date who you love." And the black men in the audience all had a problem.
Yeah.
They never called out because there were there was like two couples that were a black man and a white woman, and at least one couple that I remember that was a white man and a black woman. Maybe two. I'm not sure. But they kept calling out the white man and the black woman and being like, "Why won't you give black men a chance? Why don't you be patient? Why don't you just look for the right one?" But they never said
Right.
that to the black men about, "Why don't you wait for the right black woman?" They never said that to them.
Yeah.
And then when the host Donahue would ask, at one portion he asked each individual person, what was attractive about blah 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 blah. And the white women were like, "Oh, because he's tall and I love his chocolate skin and blah blah blah." It was all physical stuff. And it was the
Mm.
same when he asked the black men, "Oh, well, I love her soft hair and her blue eyes and da, 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 and she's so submissive and blah 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 blah." But then when he would ask the other couple that I remember, they both said the same thing. We have so much in common. It's so easy to get along. We talk about everything. We can talk about politics, books, movies. We like the same music. We both love the same stuff. We both love skiing. We both love roller skating. We both love dancing. We have so much fun together. It had nothing to do with the physical qualities.
Yeah. You know what? I've seen that a lot, and it's not that we don't like the physical part; we love it, but
We
we
don't
look
think
beyond.
about it.
Yeah, we don't. We look beyond that.
It never crosses our mind.
Well, I
It's
wouldn't say
all
it
about,
never crosses our
well,
mind.
okay, but I mean, it's 80% of it is, oh my God, it's so
We
easy to talk. We get along so well. We have so much in common. We have so much fun. We laugh. We talk about everything. That's what it's all about.
You know what I call it? I call it making love before you go to the bedroom.
Yes, sir.
It's like you connect before you get to the physical. And when you do it the right way, it's going to last. When you do it the right way, it makes everything better. It makes the physical part better too. Um,
Absolutely.
but if you're just caught up in lust, it's not going to last. Once you know fulfill your lust, then it's over. Then you never fulfill lust. You just keep lusting. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a sickness, like a drug, kind of. But if you come together with true love, you're not going to have that problem. You're going to value, and when you get to the physical part, it's going to be so much better, and it's going to be more meaningful.
I've
You
also
know.
noticed between me, my older sister, and three of my female cousins
Hmm.
who all married white men, none of us were physical. We all dated for uh, 3 to 9 months
Mm.
before anything got physical. Tree and I weren't even dating. We were just friends. And we
Yeah.
spent every day together in college for 9 months. We were best friends. He didn't let me go anywhere without him. Like after my classes, there he was. After cheerleading practice, there he was. After every
Hmm.
game, there he was. Because and it was always, I'm not I'm not letting you go anywhere where I don't know where you are. I don't I can't protect you. I can't look out for you. If we went and stopped for lunch or stopped for dinner between classes or after a game or something, who paid? He did. If I pulled out any cash, he was insulted. He
Mm.
was mad. He was like, "What are you doing?"
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
even to this day, when I spent $30 on his Christmas present this year, just from me, and he was like, "What account did you take it out of?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Whose account?" I said, "I took it out of my account." He's, "Why? Why?" He was mad. I was like, "Dude, calm down." He's like, "Well, we're just gonna put that $30 from
Yeah.
from our joint account back into yours." He's like, "No, this is not happening." Okay, but he's been like that the whole time, and it's the
Yeah.
same with
Hey,
my sister and my cousins.
yeah. Hey, I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I've got some. Um, I want to thank you for coming on, Betterment of Black Women. Um, okay. since you guys came on, let me know your cash app and I'll send you a few bucks.
Nope, nope, nope.
No?
For one, I don't have a cash app.
Oh, okay.
So, but for two, yeah, no.
Okay. I offered Betterment of Black Women. I'll send you one. Yeah. But hey, I just want to, just because it's New Year's, I want to show you guys some love. Um, and wish everybody a happy New Year. I'm wearing a hockey jersey. I haven't done this in forever.
Right on.
Remember, I used to do it every show. I thought I'd do it for New
Yeah.
Year's. Yeah, I kind of changed that up, but I'll get back to that. I guess maybe. Who knows?
But for me personally, you don't.
Mhm.
I don't need a cash app. Really? No.
No, I was just showing love.
But
I get it.
the way, me personally, the way I see your love is
Mhm.
by having this channel and just you and Sandy being who you are for us.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um. Oh, the bag. Okay. The winner of the bag. Drum roll, please. Okay, and out of the people that um put in, answered the questions, um the one that got most of the right answers
Yeah.
was
Come on,
Beverly Johnson.
Beverly! Yay!
She almost got everything. Yeah. Wow. Awesome.
Oh my God, that's awesome!
So Beverly, I will be sending you a bag. The bag. Okay, you won the bag, and it's just my appreciation. Both me and Sandy came up with this idea that ever so often I want to show you guys some love,
Oh my
and
God, that's so
I,
cool!
and I know a lot of you say no, you ain't got to do that. Just being here, and I appreciate that. But let me bless you. Let me do something for you. This is not hurting us at all. This makes us feel good that we could show you some love during the holiday season, and it's just something we want to do, me and my wife. And when we picked out these things, we thought, oh, that's be neat to do a little contest to show we appreciate you
Yeah.
guys. And me giving you a few bucks, that's just me saying, hey, thank you. Because you make this channel what it is. Without you, I don't exist. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys' love. And hey, this YouTube, it gets, look, it's an emotional roller coaster. I'm not going
Oh
to
yeah.
lie. There's times I'm upset, there's times I'm mad, there's times I'm sad, there's times I'm happy. Every emotion you can have, I felt it on YouTube. I'm being honest. But with that being said, overall, it's been a huge blessing to me. And God willing, I can continue to do this for years to come. Regardless of how big this gets, just the fact that I can do a show and connect with you guys, it means everything to me. It's a beautiful thing, and I embrace it. And though we won't, most of us will never meet in person, I could say this: I do love you. You are part of my family. Okay,
We love you
and
too.
and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Happy New Year, everybody. Um, I'll be going. I'll probably go live in a couple days, maybe. There's another video I want to react on, and I'll do another show in a couple days. But I just want you to know I care about you guys. I love you guys, and you make my day when I come up here and do a show, and the kindness you've shown me and my wife is very appreciated. I don't take it for granted, and I just want you guys to know that. And you know, but Happy New Year, Indiana Mom. Have a good New Year. Um, say hi to your husband, your daughters, and your son, and you know, you know, big love to you guys. I really
Well,
appreciate
Happy
you.
New Year to you and Miss Sandy and your
Yeah.
kids and the grandbabies and your friends and everybody. Just everybody.
Okay. Awesome. But thank you so much. Had a good time tonight, guys. Have a happy New Year. God bless you and your families, and I'll see you guys in a couple days. Okay.
Good
Uh,
night, everyone.
and Beverly, congratulations. I'll be sending that to you. Um. Yeah. But thank you guys. Happy New Year. Um. This has been 2023 was a bumpy ride. It was a lot of lessons learned, but overall it was successful. You know, and I'm looking forward to next year. I got ideas. You got ideas you want to share with me? Let me know. And if anybody wants to do a show with me, whether you have a YouTube channel or not, it don't matter. Let me know. But anyway, Happy New Year. God bless. I'll see you in a couple days. All right. Have a good night.